You have been feeling it. Something is shifting. Not around you. Inside you. A quiet knowing that something enormous is approaching. Something that has no name yet, but feels like it has been building for a very long time. You have been restless. You have been unsettled in ways you cannot fully explain. You have been feeling the weight of something coming without knowing what it is. That feeling is not anxiety. That feeling is not fear. That feeling is preparation. And the fact that you are watching this video right now is not an accident. Most people misread the season they are in. When life goes quiet. When doors seem to close. When you feel isolated from the people and places that used to feel comfortable. Most people call that failure. Most people call that being left behind. But there is a different way to read what is happening. The seasons of forced stillness in a person's life are almost never what they appear. They are almost never punishment. They are almost never abandonment. They are preparation. The kind that can only happen in silence. The kind that can only happen when the noise stops. The kind that builds in you what you will absolutely need for what is coming. In the next 10 minutes I am going to show you exactly what this season means. Why the silence around you is not emptiness but appointment. Why the isolation you are feeling is not rejection but protection. And why the person you are becoming in this quiet season is the exact person required for what is coming next. Stay until the end, because the final truth in this video will change how you see everything that has been happening to you. There is a pattern that appears in the life of every person who was ever chosen for something significant. It appears before the breakthrough, before the elevation, before the moment that changes everything. And it looks like nothing. It looks like waiting. It looks like being overlooked. It looks like the life that was promised has somehow been delayed. Without explanation. Joseph was thrown into a pit by the people who should have celebrated him most. He spent years in a prison for something he did not do. And every single day of that silence was building something in him that could not have been built any other way. The patience to lead without breaking. The clarity to see what others could not see. The rootedness that no circumstance could shake. Because the gift that was coming required a person of a very specific quality. And the only way to build that quality was through exactly what he was experiencing. Not despite it. Through it. Marcus Aurelius wrote something in his private journals that most people never fully absorb. He wrote that the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. He was not being philosophical. He was describing something he had observed over and over in the lives of people who eventually carried enormous responsibility. The obstacle was not separate from the preparation. The obstacle was the preparation. What is obstructing you right now is building the exact capacity you will need for what is coming. Not the obstacle next to the path. The obstacle as the path itself. Here is what the chosen season looks like from the inside. You feel like you are standing still while everyone around you seems to be moving. You feel like the things you worked for are not materializing on the timeline you expected. You feel like the connections that should be forming are somehow not forming yet. You feel like you are being held back by something invisible. And the temptation in that season is enormous. To force the outcome. To manufacture the breakthrough. To create through sheer will and constant movement what you believe should already be present. But here is what forcing produces. In a season of preparation, it produces premature arrival. It produces getting to the next level before you have been made ready for what that level requires. And every person who has ever arrived too early knows exactly what that costs. The position without the preparation. The platform without the foundation. The blessing before the character. To sustain it. Sit down. Not in defeat. In obedience to the process that is happening in you. In trust that what is being built in this season is not nothing. It is everything. There is something else that happens in the chosen season that most people do not talk about. The people around you begin to shift. Relationships that felt permanent start to feel loose. People who were close start to feel distant. Environments that used to feel like home start to feel too small. And the temptation is to chase what is moving away. To hold what is releasing. To repair what is being removed. But here is the uncomfortable truth about that shifting. Not everything that was right for where you were is right for where you are going. The people who were built for the version of you that existed 2 years ago cannot always survive the version of you that is being constructed now. Not because they are bad. Because the weight of what is coming requires a different kind of company. Let them go. Not with bitterness. Not with the performance of being above it. With the cold, clear understanding that some departures are not losses. Some departures are preparation. Some departures are making space for what the next season requires. Now let us talk about what is actually happening inside you in this season. Because what is happening outside is only the surface. The real work is internal. Every season of forced stillness strips away something. Something that was comfortable but was not building anything. Something that was familiar but was keeping you manageable. Something that was available but was consuming the energy required for what is coming. The stripping is uncomfortable. It is supposed to be uncomfortable. Because what is being removed was not serving the version of you that is required for what God is preparing. And what is being built in its place is harder to see. It is quieter. It does not announce itself. It grows in the dark. In the private decisions no one witnesses. In the standards you maintain when no one is checking. In the integrity you hold when compromising would be infinitely easier. In the faithfulness you practice toward the work you have been given. Even when the results are not yet visible. That is where the chosen are built. Not in the breakthrough. In the preparation before the breakthrough that looked like nothing. From the outside, there is a moment that comes in every chosen season. A moment of testing. It is not the obvious test. It is not the dramatic challenge that everyone will see and recognize. It is a quiet moment. A moment where the compromise is available. Where taking the shortcut would cost you nothing visible. Where the smaller version of the life you were built for is right there. Accessible. Comfortable. And the chosen thing is the thing you do in that moment when no one is watching. When staying true to the larger thing costs something real. When faithfulness to the process requires patience you are not sure you have. When the delayed arrival requires a trust in something you cannot yet see. That moment is not a distraction from your purpose. That moment is the preparation for your purpose. And every time you pass it, every time you choose the larger thing when the smaller thing was right there, something is being confirmed in you that cannot be confirmed any other way. The reliability required for what is coming. The character capable of carrying. What is being prepared? Here is what is coming. I cannot tell you the specifics. No one can tell you the specifics. But I can tell you what always follows the kind of season you are in. When a person has been prepared, the way you are being prepared. When the stripping has happened, and the building has happened, and the testing has happened, and the character has been formed in the quiet places where character is actually formed. What follows is not gradual. What follows tends to be sudden. Doors that were closed open at once. Connections that were not forming materialize in ways that feel unexpected but in retrospect were inevitable. Resources that were not available become available. Opportunities arrive that match exactly the preparation that has been happening in the unseen season. Not by accident. Because seasons of preparation produce people of specific quality. And specific quality attracts specific opportunity. You are not behind. You are not being punished. You are not being overlooked. You are being prepared. And the size of the preparation is directly related to the size of what is coming. Sit down. Let the process complete itself. Stay faithful to the work you have been given while you wait for the work you were built for. Protect your peace in this season more than you have ever protected it. Because the enemy of the preparation is not the obstacle. It is the impatience that abandons the process before the process is finished. Stay. Trust. Build in the quiet. And when the door opens, and it will open, walk through it as the person who was prepared for it. Not as the person who was desperate for it. There is a difference. And the difference is everything. You are in a chosen season. The silence is not abandonment. The delay is not denial. The stripping is not punishment. It is all preparation for something that requires exactly who you are becoming right now in the places no one can see. Sit down. Trust the process. And get ready. Because what is coming is massive. If this found you in a season that needed this word, subscribe. This channel is for people being prepared for something larger than what is currently visible. Drop this in the comments if you received this message today. I am being prepared.